If you want to get a chance to win one Express Supply Pass or one Nameless Honor, which is the Battle Pass in Honkai Star Rail, definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel. As I'm hitting 1,000 subscribers, I will give away one of each of those items. I think less than 50 subscribers are currently needed to hit that threshold. As you can see here, yes, less than 50 subscribers are currently needed. So as I'm hitting that 1,000 subscriber checkmark, I will give away one of each of those items either on stream on twitch.tv/RayGachaGaming or on the YouTube channel. But further details will be revealed as we're hitting that checkmark. Just by that chance, I will also use the opportunity to point you guys to my YouTube short section, which you can see here. I'll try to upload a YouTube short every day, pretty much literally every day. There will be a video. I'll try to continue with that. And yeah, definitely make sure to check that out. Support my channel. Yeah, let's get back into the video. Now, with that out of the way, the topic for the day. Yesterday, a couple of days ago, I just reviewed the Kafkas on my friend list account, and today I want to reveal my own build for Kafka, how I do play her. Yeah, basically, that's my Kafka. I was working really hard on that character. I'm still working on that character, and I want to show you this. As you can see, we have 3,400 attack and we have 155 speed. So I tried to play a speed-tuned Kafka. No, not a speed-tuned Kafka, but a speed-prioritized Kafka. What is the strategy behind it? So just before we start, it's not the meta build, okay? I just want to tell you guys, it's not the meta build. It's not really worth it to go that high up on speed. I just like speed. I just want to have my Kafka to take more turns. It is a little bit more of a fun build, not so much of a meta build. If you want to have a meta build, then pretty much more make sure to check out my video where I reviewed the Kafkas from my friend list. I think most of those people did more go on the meta route, which is a little more effective than what I did. But I think as long as you don't really fully understand the unit, it's definitely better to go for the meta build, for the standard build. But my build is a little bit different. Not that it's... I won't say that it's better, but it's a little bit different. We still did hit that fresh mark of 3,000 attack, but I did hit 155 speed. Now, currently, I'm debating on whether to go down on speed because... 155 is 5 over the next threshold. You want to have 150 speed as long as you have a signature weapon. If you don't have a signature weapon, you should go up to 54. So basically, I'm 1 over the top if I wouldn't use her signature weapon. Now, the next threshold that you basically want to have is 164. But I basically do hit that 164 threshold because I use her signature weapon. Her signature weapon increases her speed by 14.4% after every attack she does. So basically, if you just use ultimate plus E, it's already 2 attacks. So I think it's very easy to get Kafka to that 14.4 speed. So after her getting the 3 attacks, you also you also get 14 more speed, so you're already on 169, which is not a threshold because 164 is the last threshold. The next one should be like around 200, which you only can reach if you use Asta, because she can boost the speed up to 50 if you use a Asta comp. But I try to avoid Asta comp. The reason for that is I have to upgrade Asta then. So I try to build my Kafka so that she mostly works on her own, so that she doesn't rely on a specific support like Asta. I want to be a bit more flexible with that, and that's why I chose to run a more speed-heavy Kafka, so she can naturally take more turns in a cycle. Yeah, so for the light cone, it's basically this. For traces, I also think it's this. I maxed out everything on her, which pretty much everyone does. If you want to be like more optimal, I think you can let out like max HP here, but besides that, I would definitely max out on everything. So you need to upgrade the attack. The effect hit rate is also necessary because it's free effect hit rate without getting these in the substats. You also do need all the key stats. So I think you pretty much only can let out these 2 if you're not guaranteed to farm these traces, or if you're out of resources or something. But besides that, I really recommend to upgrade everything, even though the basic attack, because Kafka can do a follow-up attack. The scales of the basic attack, and pretty much every damage matters in the Memory of Chaos later on. I chose to go for this. So I wouldn't recommend you guys to go for the Messenger of Traversing Hackerspace as long as you don't hit a threshold with that. So what does it mean? You have speed thresholds for Kafka. So I try to explain it without using math. So the first threshold that you want to reach is 120, so you can trigger this passive. I think this is very clear. The next one is 134. This is basically the most standard threshold that you want to reach. Your Kafka should have 134 speed or 120 speed. And it doesn't necessarily mean that a Kafka with 144 speed is better than a one with 120 speed. It also doesn't mean that a Kafka with 142 speed, which is the next threshold, is better than one with 134 speed. So, of course, speed is a stat that Kafka wants, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to increase the Kafka. It ultimately ends up with what you want your team to do. Do you want Kafka to be the character that attacks more, or do you want Kafka to attack later on? Because there are like multiple strategies. For example, you want to get her technique out to put a dot, then you want to attack, then you want to use your setup, then you want to attack again. That could be like a possible strategy, just very roughly explained. But there's also the strategy that you want to pair her with other dot characters, and you want them to attack first to apply their dots, so that Kafka can just push their dots, because the dots from the other characters like Sample and Luca are already applied, and you want Kafka to attack later than those units. So that's why you want her to have less speed than your other Nihility characters. There would be a reason not to push her speed as high as possible. So there are like different possibilities. So it's not that the highest speed is the right stat. The better the speed, the faster your unit, or the more her action value in a turn is. So the more turns she has in a cycle, basically. That's what speed basically does at the end. But if you have 3,400 attack, if you prioritize attack, you will never get wrong. Kafka always wants to have attack because dots cannot crit, as we already know. I think most of you guys do already know that. And she will overcap on effect hit rate because of her traces. Where is it? No, it's not this. It's also not this. Where is it? Doesn't she have an... basically, one has a 100%. The Wallaby with this has a 100% base chance, so she basically already has that 100% base chance, and she also gets 30% attack increase by 30. All the talent triggered follow up attack increases by and she also has this 30% over here. Yeah. So she basically has 130% base chance to hit the dot on the enemies, and again, I just want to use too much math to don't overcomplicate it, but the threshold for that would be to have 29% effect hit rate to guarantee to hit that effect against the highest possible effect resistance monster in the game. So I think the highest effect resistance that a enemy possibly can have is 40%, and to overcome this with maxing the traces from Kafka, you will need 29% effect hit rate to guarantee to hit that. If you have an E1 Kafka, you have this 30%, and if you want that to guarantee hit, I think you will go to 50 to 60% effect hit rate. So only if you have E1 Kafka, you will need a little more effect hit rate if you want this to hit, but otherwise it won't really affect the damage. So the bare minimum that you want to have is not the bare minimum. The bare maximum that you want to have is 29%. So I have 25%, which I am very satisfied with. So it's only 5% missing. So I do think that those 5%. So speaking mathematically, like every 20 attack would miss, which I can definitely live with. So it's basically still pretty much guaranteed that the dot will hit. So as you guys might know, this set will give 6 speed because Kafka has 100 base speed, so this will guaranteed always give 6 speed if you use the 2-piece one. But in most cases, I think 4-piece Band of Sizzling Thunder is more worth it. So that's the current debate that I have, because I'm overcapping on 5 speed currently. 150 would be my threshold. With the light cone, I would be exactly at 164. So I could sacrifice 5 speed to increase her attack even more, to go further than 3,500 attack. I think this will be a little more worth, because what you have to decide at the end is, does your Kafka with more speed clear faster, or does she clear with more attack faster? And that's like basically the balance that you should find. If you add more attack, does she clear faster? Or if you add more speed, does she clear faster? That's currently what I try to find out with that build. And now the choices, I will either go up to more speed, but I would need 15 more speed or something to get to over 170. Which I don't really think it's worth, because then I need to hit speed basically on every substat, and I literally cannot hit attack percentage, which I would value a bit more. So I would rather go for some pieces that have attack percentage in the substats, and rather go down to 150 speed. I think this is more worth, and this is still a very speed tuned Kafka. I think this is like literally one of the fastest Kafkas that you still did see. I think there are not much Kafkas that are as fast as mine, to be honest though. I think, of course, you definitely saw one that is maybe faster than mine, but usually you won't see Kafkas that are faster, because that's not the meta build. The meta build is 134 or 120, mostly 134. I think the most common is pretty much 134, and then you want to have over 3k attack and the 29% effect hit rate, and of course the 72.8% lightning damage, as you're going for the lightning damage boost planar sphere. And yeah, that's basically it, I guess. I hope I could help you a little bit out, or with the insight in my Kafka. As I said, this is not really so much of a meta Kafka, because I focus more on speed, because I really want my Kafka attack more often though. But I think it would be a little more optimal to decrease speed and increase attack, which I plan to do. And yeah, if I could make it, I will maybe do some team compositions, but I think I won't make it until Kafka's banner leaves, so it won't be worth it, because I have to upgrade a lot of units though. So I just thought that I will show my Kafka before her banner leaves, and maybe you, if you still summon for that unit and you want to copy a fun build, that would be the build that you can copy. Otherwise, as I said, 3k attack, 134 speed, 29% effect hit rate, all the free stats that you want to have for your Kafka to make the meta standard build Kafka. And of course, 4-piece Sizzling Thunder, 2-piece Space Stealing Station will be the build. Otherwise, you can choose my fun build. Okay. Yeah, that's it for the video. See you guys next time, and subscribe to the channel as you enjoy the content. Yeah, bye.